My sister invited me to her baby shower, and I was so touched I cried. Then I found out she only invited me so I'd feel obligated to babysit for free for the next 5 years. Now my whole family is calling me selfish for refusing, and I'm realizing this has been happening my entire life. Throwaway because my family is all over social media, and this is about to get messy. I'm sitting here at 2 a.m. having what my therapist would call a breakthrough, but what feels more like my entire understanding of my family relationships shattering into pieces. 3 days ago, I discovered something that's made me question every family event, every invitation, every "we'd love to have you" I've ever received. And I need to know if I'm crazy or if what I'm seeing is real. This is going to be long because I need to explain the pattern. Without the pattern, what happened at my sister's baby shower just looks like a single incident. But it's not. It's the culmination of 29 years of manipulation disguised as inclusion. Background: the family dynamic. I'm Marlo, 29F, middle child of 5 siblings, Camden, 32M, Delaney, 31F, me, Sutton, 26F, and Hollis, 24M. We're a close family. At least that's what everyone tells me. Big Sunday dinners, lots of group texts, constant family events. From the outside, we probably look like one of those heartwarming families from a TV show. But here's what you need to understand about my position in this family. I'm the reliable one. Not the successful one. That's Camden, who's a lawyer. Not the charming one. That's Delaney, who everyone adores. Not the baby who gets coddled. That's Hollis. Not even the fun one, that's Sutton. I'm the one who shows up. The one who says yes. The one who can be counted on. And I thought that was a good thing. I thought being reliable meant I was valued. I thought being the one people could count on meant I was loved. I was wrong. The pattern I didn't recognize. Looking back now with fresh eyes, I can see it so clearly. But for 29 years, I was blind to it. Here's how it worked. Someone in the family would invite me to an event. Not just invite, actively pursue my attendance. Marlo, you have to come. It won't be the same without you. Please, please, please say you'll be there. I'd be so touched by how much they wanted me there. I'd feel special, included, wanted. Then at the event or immediately after, the real ask would come. The thing they actually wanted. The thing the invitation was really about. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me give you examples so you can see the pattern. Example 1. Camden's engagement party, age 24. 5 years ago, Camden got engaged to his girlfriend Ainsley. He called me personally to invite me to their engagement party. Marlo, I know we haven't been super close lately, but this is really important to me. I'd love for you to be there. You're my sister. I want you there. I was so touched. Camden and I had drifted apart after college. He was in law school, I was working. We just had different lives. But him reaching out, specifically wanting me at this important event, made me feel like family still mattered to him. I drove 4 hours to their engagement party, bought them an expensive gift, made a speech about how proud I was of him. The next morning, Camden and Ainsley sat me down. So, we're planning a destination wedding in Costa Rica, Camden said. And we know it's expensive for people to travel, so we're trying to keep other costs down. That's smart, I said. And we were thinking you're so good at planning and organizing. Would you be our unpaid wedding coordinator? Just handling logistics, vendor communications, timeline, all that stuff? It would save us like $5,000 and we'd really appreciate it. My gut said no. I had a demanding job. I lived 4 hours away. This was going to be hundreds of hours of work. But he'd made such a point of wanting me at the engagement party, of how important family was, of how much it meant to him that I was there. How could I say no after that? I spent the next 8 months coordinating his entire wedding for free. Hundreds of hours. Countless phone calls with vendors. Managing guest lists and accommodations. Creating timelines and backup plans. At the wedding, I barely got to enjoy myself because I was managing everything. Camden's thank you. You're the best, sis. Couldn't have done it without you. No gift. No payment. No real acknowledgement of what I'd done. Example 2. Delaney's housewarming, age 26. 2 years later, Delaney bought her first house. She called me so excited. Marlo, I'm having a housewarming party and you absolutely have to come. I'm inviting everyone I care about. It's going to be so fun. Please say you'll be there. Again, I was touched. Delaney and I had a complicated relationship. She was the pretty, popular one. I was always in her shadow. But her being so insistent that I come to her housewarming felt like she was saying I mattered to her. I went, brought a nice gift, socialized, felt included. A week later, Delaney called. So, I'm thinking about getting a dog. But I work long hours and I need someone who can let the dog out during the day. You work from home sometimes, right? And you only live 20 minutes away. Could you maybe come over on your work from home days and let the dog out? It would really help me out. Not could I do it once or twice. Could I do it as a regular thing? Indefinitely. Delaney, I work from home because I'm working, not because I have free time. I know. But you're so flexible. And it would just be an hour out of your day. Please? You're the only person I can ask. And I really want to get this dog. I'll be so lonely in this big house without a pet. Again, after she'd made such a big deal about wanting me at her housewarming, how could I say no? I spent the next year driving to her house 2 to 3 times a week to let out her dog. An hour out of my workday, plus 40 minutes of driving. It added up to hundreds of hours over that year. She never offered gas money. Never reciprocated in any way. When I finally said I couldn't do it anymore because it was affecting my work, she got a dog walker and acted like I'd let her down. Example 3. Hollis's graduation. Age 27. Hollis graduated college 2 years ago. My parents threw him a big graduation party. Marlo, you have to come to your brother's graduation party, my mom said. He specifically asked if you'd be there. He looks up to you so much. I was touched. Hollis and I had a good relationship, and the idea that he wanted me there, that I mattered to him, meant a lot. I took time off work, drove home, brought a generous gift check. At the party, my parents pulled me aside. So, Hollis is moving to the city for his first job. He doesn't know anyone there, doesn't have furniture, doesn't really know how to adult yet. Since you live in the city and you're so responsible, could you help him get set up? Let him stay with you for a few weeks while he apartment hunts, help him furniture shop, show him around, that kind of thing. A few weeks turned into 2 months. Hollis living in my 1-bedroom apartment, me sleeping on the couch in my own home, me spending every weekend helping him apartment hunt, furniture shop, learn the city, me introducing him to my friends so he'd have a social circle, me coaching him through his first professional job. He finally moved out. Never offered rent for the 2 months. Never thanked me beyond a casual, thanks for letting me crash. When I mentioned feeling a little taken advantage of to my mom, she said, that's what family does. We help each other. But the help only seemed to go one direction. The baby shower. Which brings me to 3 weeks ago. My sister Sutton is pregnant with her first baby. She and her husband Wesley have been married for 2 years, and everyone's excited about the first grandchild. Sutton called me 6 weeks before her due date. Marlo, I'm having a baby shower and I need you there. You're going to be an aunt. This is such a special moment, and I can't imagine celebrating without you. Please say you'll come. I was genuinely touched. Sutton and I had a good relationship, better than with some of my other siblings. And the idea of being an aunt, of being included in this special time, felt really meaningful. Of course I'll be there, I said. I wouldn't miss it. Yay. Oh, and wear something nice. We're doing a garden theme, and I want everyone to look good for photos. The baby shower was beautiful. Sutton had clearly put a lot of thought into it. Garden theme, gorgeous decorations, catered food. I brought a generous gift, a beautiful bassinet I knew they'd registered for. I was genuinely happy for her, excited to be an aunt, enjoying the celebration. Toward the end of the shower, Sutton asked if I could help her load gifts into her car. We were alone in the driveway when she said, So, I wanted to talk to you about something important. Sure, what's up? Wesley and I have been talking about childcare. Daycare is so expensive, like $2,000 a month. And We just don't feel comfortable leaving our baby with strangers. That makes sense. And we thought about nannies, but that's even more expensive. And again, strangers. I started to get a sinking feeling. So, we were thinking you work from home most of the time, right? And you don't have kids of your own yet. Would you be willing to watch the baby a few days a week? Maybe 3 days? We wouldn't be able to pay much, but we could give you like $200 a week, and you'd get to bond with your niece, and it would really help us out. Let me do the math for you. They wanted me to provide daycare 3 days a week, probably 9 to 5, so 24 hours for $200 a week. That's $8.33 per hour, less than minimum wage, while I was supposed to also be working my actual job that pays my bills. Sutton, I work from home because I'm working. I have a full-time job. I can't watch a baby while I'm working. But you're at home anyway. And babies sleep a lot. You could work while she naps. That's not how it works. Babies are a full-time job. I couldn't do my actual job if I was providing childcare. Other people manage. Other people who provide childcare aren't also working full-time jobs. You're asking me to do 2 full-time jobs for $200 a week. Her face changed. Got hard. I invited you to my baby shower. I made you an aunt. I included you in this special time. And you can't do this one thing for me? That's when it clicked. You invited me to the baby shower, so I'd feel obligated to say yes to this. That's not. I wanted you here.
Did you?
Or did you want to create a situation where I couldn't say no to your childcare request because you just made such a big deal about me being here and being an aunt? That's ridiculous. I wanted you at my shower because you're my sister. Then why didn't you ask me about the childcare before the shower? Why wait until after, when I'd already bought the gift and celebrated with you? Because I didn't want to discuss logistics at the shower. I wanted to enjoy my day.
No.
You waited until after because you knew that if you'd asked before, I might have said no and then not come. You wanted me trapped. I'm not trapping anyone. I'm asking for help from family. For $8.33 an hour, while I'm supposed to also work my actual job? That's not asking for help. That's exploiting me. She started crying. I can't believe you're being so selfish. This is my baby. Your niece. And you're too selfish to help me? I'm not being selfish. You are. You've always been so focused on yourself. This one time I need something from you, and you can't be bothered. I stared at her. This one time? And that's when I saw it.
The whole pattern.
Every invitation. Every we'd love to have you there. Every it won't be the same without you. They weren't invitations. They were traps. They were obligations being created. They were leverage being built. The realization. I left the baby shower, sat in my car, and started thinking about every major family event I'd been invited to in the past decade. Every single one had been followed by an ask, a favor, a request, something they wanted from me. Camden's engagement party, coordinate his wedding for free, Delaney's housewarming, be her dog walker for a year, Hollis's graduation, house him for 2 months, and help him move mom's birthday dinner, help her navigate her new computer/phone/tablet, dad's retirement party, help him set up his retirement accounts, family reunion I'd been guilted into attending, drive our elderly aunt to various appointments for the next 6 months.
Every
single
one.
The invitations weren't about wanting me there. They were about creating obligation, about making it impossible to say no to what they really wanted. And I'd fallen for it every time, because I wanted to believe they actually wanted me there, that I mattered, that I was included because they loved me, not because they could use me. The confrontation. I called a family meeting, told everyone I needed to talk to them about something important. My whole family showed up to my parents' house, probably thinking I was the one who needed help with something. I've figured something out, I said. And I need to say it out loud because I need to know if I'm crazy. What's going on? My mom asked. You don't actually want me at family events. You invite me so I'll feel obligated to do things for you afterward. Silence. That's ridiculous, Camden said. Is it? Camden, why did you specifically call me to invite me to your engagement party when we'd barely spoken in 2 years? Because you're my sister. Because you wanted me to coordinate your wedding for free. You needed to make me feel included and valued, so I couldn't say no when you asked. That's not. Delaney, why did you insist I come to your housewarming? She looked uncomfortable. Because I wanted you there. Because you were about to ask me to be your free dog walker for a year, and you needed me to feel obligated. You're being paranoid. Hollis, did you actually ask if I'd be at your graduation party? Or did Mom make that up? Hollis looked at the floor. I mean, I did not want you there, so Mom made it up. To create obligation. So I couldn't say no when she asked me to house you for 2 months. My mom stood up. Marlo, this is out of line. Is it? Because I've been thinking about every family event I've attended in the last 10 years, and every single one was followed by someone asking me for a major favor. Every single one. That's coincidence. It's not coincidence. It's a pattern. You invite me, you make a big deal about how important it is that I'm there, you make me feel valued and included, and then immediately you ask me for something you know I won't want to do. But because you've just made me feel so special and wanted, I can't say no without seeming ungrateful. You're being dramatic, Delaney said. Am I? Let me ask you all something. When's the last time any of you invited me to something and didn't follow it up with asking me for a favor? Silence. When's the last time any of you wanted me at an event just because you wanted me there, not because you needed something from me? More silence. That's what I thought. Sutton started crying. So, you're not going to help with the baby at all? You're just going to be a terrible aunt. I'll be a great aunt. On normal aunt terms. Occasional babysitting, birthday presents, spending time with her. But I'm not going to be your discount daycare provider while also working my full-time job.
See?
You're selfish. This is exactly what we all knew would happen. That caught my attention. What you all knew would happen? Sutton looked at our mom. My mom looked away. What does that mean? I pressed. Nothing, Sutton said quickly. No, not nothing. What did you mean by what we all knew would happen? My brother Hollis spoke up. There might have been a conversation about how you'd probably say no to the childcare thing, and how we'd need to make sure you were really locked into being a good aunt first before asking. The room went very quiet. Are you telling me, I said slowly, that you all discussed before the baby shower that I would probably say no to the childcare request, and you needed to make sure I was locked in to being a good aunt before asking? That's not how it sounded. My mom started. That's exactly how it sounded. You all conspired to manipulate me. You planned this. We didn't conspire, Camden said. We just talked about how to approach you. You can be difficult about these things. Difficult about being exploited for free labor? Yeah, I'm working on that character flaw. Don't be sarcastic. Don't be manipulative. My dad, who'd been quiet this whole time, finally spoke. Marlo, you're a part of this family. Family helps each other. But the help only goes one direction. I'm always the one helping. When have any of you helped me? When have any of you done something for me without me having to ask a dozen times or do it myself? We're there for you.
When?
Give me one example of any of you going out of your way for me the way I've gone out of my way for all of you. They couldn't. Not one example. You know what the saddest part is? I said. I wanted to believe you actually wanted me at these events. I wanted to believe I mattered to you. But I don't. I'm just a resource.
A tool.
Someone you activate when you need something. That's not true. Then why do you only invite me to things when you need something? Why is every invitation followed by a favor? It's not every. Name one event. One event in the last 10 years where you invited me and didn't ask me for a favor afterward. One. They couldn't. Because there wasn't one. I left. Told them I needed time to think about what role I wanted to have in this family going forward. Within hours, I was getting texts. Mom, you've really hurt your sister. She's pregnant and emotional, and you made everything about you. Camden, what you said at dinner was out of line. We're family. Sometimes family asks for help. Delaney, I can't believe you think we'd manipulate you. We love you. You're being paranoid. Hollis, this is awkward. Can we just pretend this didn't happen? And from Sutton, I can't believe you're abandoning me during the most important time of my life. When my daughter asks why her aunt doesn't love her, I'll tell her the truth, that you were too selfish to help when we needed you. That last text is what really got me, because it's exactly what they do. They frame any boundary I try to set as me being selfish. They turn my refusal to be exploited into me being a bad family member. The pattern extends further than I thought. Since the confrontation, I've been really examining my entire relationship with my family, and I'm realizing this pattern goes back even further than I thought. Birthday parties as a kid, followed by me being voluntold to help clean up or watch younger cousins. School events where they made a big deal about attending, followed by me being guilted into getting better grades or joining activities to make them proud. Family vacations where they insisted I come, followed by me being the default babysitter for younger siblings/cousins. College graduation they attended, followed by expectations that I'd move home and help out rather than move away for my dream job. Every single
time.
Inclusion with strings attached. I thought the strings were just part of family. Now, I'm realizing the inclusion was fake. It was just bait. What I've been called. In the 3 weeks since the confrontation, various family members have called me selfish, ungrateful, paranoid, difficult, self-centered, a bad aunt before the baby is even born, a bad sister, a bad daughter, someone who makes everything about herself, someone who can't just help family, someone who always needs to be the victim. Not one person has said, "You're right. We've been taking advantage of you." Not one person has said, "I'm sorry we made you feel used." Not one person has said, "We'll do better." Instead, I'm the problem. I'm the one making things difficult. I'm the one who needs to apologize. My friend's perspective. I told my best friend Quinn about all of this. Quinn, who's known me since college and has witnessed a lot of these family dynamics. "Marlo," she said carefully, "I've been trying to tell you this for years." "What?" "That your family uses you. That they only include you when they need something. But every time I try to hint at it, you defend them. You'd say, that's just what family does, or they don't mean it that way." "Why didn't you just tell me directly?" "I did. Multiple times. Remember when you spent 8 months coordinating Camden's wedding for free, and I said that was insane, and he should have hired a real coordinator? You said I didn't understand family obligations." She was right. I had said that. Or when you were driving to Delaney's house 3 times a week for a year to let out her dog, and I said she was taking advantage of you. You said she couldn't afford a dog walker. She bought a $4,000 designer couch that same year.
Exactly.
She could afford it. She just knew she could get it from you for free. Why did I not see this? Because you wanted to believe they loved you. And they do love you. They love what you do for them. But I don't think they love you. Not the way family should. That conversation has been haunting me. The current situation. Sutton had her baby girl yesterday. I found out from a cousin's Instagram post. My family didn't tell me. I've been excluded from the family group chat where everyone's sharing photos and congratulations. My mom texted, "Since you've made it clear you don't want to be involved with the baby, we didn't want to burden you with updates." The manipulation is so blatant I almost laughed. I didn't say I didn't want to be involved. I said I couldn't be discount daycare. But they're rewriting it as me not wanting anything to do with my niece, so they can paint me as the villain. I'm happy Sutton had a healthy baby. I'd love to meet my niece. But I'm realizing that if I do, it'll be on their terms. They'll use my desire to have a relationship with my niece as leverage to get what they want. If you really loved her, you'd watch her 3 days a week. If you really cared, you'd help out however we need. Real aunts sacrifice for their nieces. The obligation will never end. The manipulation will never stop. Because it's not about the baby. It's about control. My questions. AITA for refusing to watch my sister's baby for $8.33 an hour while working my full-time job. AITA for calling out the pattern of being invited to events just so I'd feel obligated to help afterward. AITA for refusing to keep playing along with this dynamic. Or am I being paranoid and ungrateful like they say? Is this just what family is and I'm expecting too much? My therapist says what I've described is conditional inclusion and transactional relationship dynamics, and that I'm right to set boundaries. But my entire family disagrees. Am I crazy? Is this pattern real, or am I seeing things that aren't there? Because either I'm right and my family has been manipulating me my entire life, or I'm wrong and I'm about to permanently damage my relationships with everyone I'm related to over nothing. So Reddit? AITA? Am I being unfair? Am I being paranoid? Or am I finally seeing clearly?